Army of God. Army of God is a term and group known in connection with anti-abortion terrorism. Eric Robert Rudolph. Eric Robert Rudolph, born September 19, 1966, also known as the Olympic Park Bomber, is an American domestic religiously inspired terrorist who committed a series of bombings across the southern United States, which killed 3 people and injured at least 150 others. Rudolph is a Catholic, but, according to CNN, was also connected with the Christian Identity Movement, a militant, racist, and anti-Semitic organization. He declared that his bombings were part of a guerrilla campaign against abortion, what he describes as the homosexual agenda, and perceived support for it from the United States government. Clayton Lee Wagner. Clayton Lee Wagner, born August 25, 1956, in North Dakota, is a convicted bank robber, domestic terrorist, and anti-abortion activist. He is currently in prison as an escaped fugitive from justice in a period during the spring, summer, and fall of 2001. Wagner became infamous on September 21, 2001, as the FBI's 467th fugitive to be placed on the 10 most wanted list for carjackings, firearms violations, and bank robbery, as well as being placed on the U.S. Marshal Service Top 15 Fugitives list on March 6, 2001, for sending more than 280 letters that threatened to contain anthrax, which he mailed to Planned Parenthood with return addresses of the U.S. Marshal Service and the U.S. Secret Service beginning in October 2001. Reverend Michael Bray. Reverend Michael Bray is an American anti-abortion activist formerly based in Bowie, Maryland. He now lives in Wilmington, Ohio. He is a member of the Army of God. In 1985, he was convicted of 2 counts of conspiracy and 1 count of possessing unregistered explosive devices in relation to 10 bombings of women's health clinics and offices of liberal advocacy groups in Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. Initially sentenced at 10 years in prison, he agreed to a plea bargain. He served 46 months, from 1985 to 1989. He and his wife, Jane, are named defendants in the Supreme Court decision Bray v. Alexandria. Neil Horsley. Neil Horsley, born 1944, is an American political figure of the far right. He is the author of ChristianGallery.com, a website devoted to his advocacy of militant anti-abortion, secessionist, and anti-gay views. Stephen John Jordy. Stephen John Jordy is a man arrested in November 2003 for planning to blow up abortion clinics. Jordy's brother, Michael Jordy, told the FBI of the plot after learning about it in July of 2003. He is serving at United States Penitentiary, McCreary in Pine Knot, Kentucky, with a projected release date of August 8, 2012. Father David C. Trush. Father David C. Trush is an American former Roman Catholic priest who is famous for publicly advocating the murder of abortion providers in the name of Catholicism. He first attained notoriety when he published a drawing of a man holding a gun to the back of an abortion doctor performing an abortion titled Justifiable Homicide. Paul Deepari. Paul Deepari, c. 1950, May 20, 2006, was an American pro-life activist and author who lived in Portland, Oregon. He was the executive director of Believers Against Child Killing and editor-in-chief of Life Advocate magazine. He died from a heart attack after years of heart problems on Saturday, May 20, 2006, at the age of 56. John Brockheft. John Brockheft, a defender of the unborn, has completed serving several years in prison for closing down abortuaries by means of fire. Dan Holman, anti-abortion advocate, uses extreme graphic propaganda and is a supporter of extreme means to stop abortion doctors from performing their job. Dr. Patrick Johnston. Dr. Patrick Johnston is the author of RightRemedy.org. Johnston is an extreme anti-abortion advocate by means of force if necessary.